Shine Divine, my friends, and welcome to today's video where my purpose is to bring you encouraging and inspiring messages from the divine. I'm so glad that you're here. Let's get started and see what message Spirit has for us today. I really do hope that you are doing well, but if you are coming to this video as someone who is feeling kind of defeated, knocked down, maybe a little depressed or anxious or worried, I want you to know that you are not alone. There is so much in this life yet to experience, and there's so much love to feel and to give and to receive. Spirit is always with you, and I just know that there are other people in your life that want to be in your life and that they love you and want to support you. And however you're feeling right now, it's valid, obviously, and there's no reason to be ashamed with however you're feeling. But just know that it is temporary, and there is a light at the end of the tunnel, even if you can't see it just yet. All right, Spirit, what message do you have for us today? Alrighty. So we have abundance. Always a great message to start with. Abundance. Burden. And omens. Okay. So starting off, there are some of you that are definitely feeling either like a burden, you are having to rely on others to support you or help you through something. You're just feeling like no matter what you try, no matter what you do, you can't get ahead. You keep getting knocked down. There keeps being obstacles and challenges, and you feel like you're just, swimming and swimming and swimming and swimming, and you just aren't getting where you want to be. Spirit is recognizing that, validating that how you're feeling is real, it's true, but to also encourage you to know that you're not a burden. You may be you feel like you're working so hard, but Spirit is here to say, that burden is ending soon. That feeling of being a burden is ending soon. Abundance is on its way. It will make its way to you. And in the meantime, it's really important to keep your eyes open, keep your heart open, keep your ears open for the messages that come in from Spirit, from your angels, from your guardians. Those that you connect with are trying to speak with you and kind of guide you into a way that will bring about more abundance into your life. But there is a time right now where you're feeling this negativity, you're feeling like you are the burden, or you're feeling like there is so much burden upon you. You are the one that's having to come up with solutions, and you're tired and you're exhausted and you're losing hope. And Spirit is really wanting to encourage you that it won't be like this forever. There is abundance. That was the first card out. There is abundance on its way. There is a solution. There is assistance. And to keep holding on and keep looking for those signs and those synchronicities to help keep you encouraged that you're on the right path, and that feeling of being a burden is only temporary. All right, Spirit, what other messages do you have for us today? I had a feeling that, at the start of this video, at the start of this message, that there was, at the start of this video, that there was a message. The message was specifically for those that were feeling downtrodden, defeated, just exhausted in all of the ways. That one and that one. Well, you've found your place here. This message is for you. Three of Winter. Reach out to others for comfort and love. You will grow stronger from this situation. Sadness that will heal with time. There's definitely a portion of you that are feeling that sadness, that are feeling that loneliness. And sometimes when you start feeling like a burden and you feel like you can't get things right, you tend to isolate and cut yourself off because you don't want to be more of a burden. But the truth is, the people in your life want you to be in their life. They want to help you. They want to comfort you. And putting your energy out, like asking for help, is telling the universe that you need that assistance so that it can start getting things in motion to bring in that abundance. Spirit doesn't want you to be isolating yourself right now. The High Priestess, trusting your intuition, careful reflection before taking action, insights that come through meditation. So specifically with this reading and the High Priestess card coming out, Spirit really wants you to think through your actions. Don't do anything rash. Don't do anything on impulse. Really try to slow down and think through the thoughts that you're having so that you can make sure that you are taking healthy actions for yourself. Again, don't do any isolating. Try and get socialized with other people. Connect with someone that you love. Continue to ask for help. You're not a burden in any way whatsoever. Ego, the illusion of being trapped, placing too much importance on material items, getting caught up in fear and worry. Our ego really likes to keep us feeling stuck because that's where it feels strong. But when you're able to set that ego aside, recognize this is where I'm at right now, practice some radical acceptance, and practice, self-love, self-care, and say, no, I deserve better, and I'm going to get better. I deserve that abundance. It is coming in for me. I am this High Priestess, and I'm no longer going to be isolating myself. Queen of Spring, believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you. Maintain a balance between work and home life. There's that further message. People want to help you. They want to help bring you out of that darkness. They don't consider you a burden the way that you are viewing it. That's a falsehood that's been put upon you by your ego. And your higher self is asking you to step into this High Priestess energy, release some of this ego, step into the High Priestess energy, and reach out to those in your life. Awakening, change the way you're looking at the situation. Embrace your uniqueness, a temporary pause in action. Yeah, Spirit is definitely saying, slow down a little bit. Let's look at this in a different way. Let's shift our perspective a little bit. Let's keep our eyes open. What other signs have there been in your life that maybe you have purposefully kind of ignored because in the moment you didn't necessarily like it? But now's a good time to kind of like reevaluate that, look back through that, and see what message there is more specifically for you to help bring you out of this. 6 of Autumn. The good you do comes back to you. An unexpected inflow of money, borrowing wisely or repaying a debt. The good you do comes back to you. All of the good that you have put in the world is on its way back to you. That abundance card was the first card out today, reminding you, encouraging you, this is not the end. It will get better. And it's just a matter of patience, slowing down a bit so that you're able to really think through your actions so that you're not doing anything out of impulse. All right, Spirit. Ooh, not bad. What other messages do you have for us today? What other messages do you have for us today? So Spirit has brought like back to the swimming analogy, like you find your footing soon. You've swam close enough to the perimeter that you find your footing and you're able to get out of it. And it's like a lot closer than you are thinking it is, that you're able to really see it. And like your spirit team is like trying to push you in the right direction. Do you have another message in these cards? Is there another? Okay. What do you need to release? So maybe there is some past energy, something that no longer serves you that you're really just holding on to. Maybe it's an old identity of yours that you've outgrown, but you feel comfortable there with the familiarity of it. You feel comfortable in that, but you've outgrown it. And your ego is trying really hard to hold on to it because it keeps you small. It keeps you down in this place that you can't really grow from. But Spirit is asking you again to step into this high priestess energy, release that old ego, that old identity that no longer serves you. You've outgrown it. It's time to step into that new power of yours. Look at the bigger picture. It really does feel that, like, for some of you, this is an identity thing. You're playing small. You're keeping yourself in this older version of yourself that was once where you needed to be and was once okay, but you've gone through the growing pains and now you're like still wearing shoes that are too small or pants that are too short or whatever it may be. You've outgrown that, but because you're familiar with it, you're staying there. And Spirit is asking you to get some new shoes. Release that. Let go of that old identity. Whatever it may be, it's going to be different for those of you that this is about identity. It's going to be different for each of you. But for some of you, it has to do with like old habits or hobbies or the kind of job that you're in, the kind of, even the clothes that you wear, the way you present yourself. You don't have to stay stuck in some identity that you have created for yourself over the years. It's time to step out of that and look at the bigger picture of like your life and where you want to be, what you want to be doing, who you want to be. If you're watching this, it honestly doesn't matter when you're watching this, but if you're watching this years later, then it's going to be a little different. But they're bringing up like the past. This is 2004 or 2024, and the past 4 years have been wild and different than any of us in our current lifetimes have really ever experienced. And for a good portion of that, we were kept at home and we were kept away from each other, and it kind of created this like identity crisis within some people. And Spirit is asking you, it's time to step out of that. It's time to break free from that. You're allowed to move past that. Like that identity was created for safety in that time because it was just like there was so much change and like we didn't really know what was happening. Like our normal day-to-day lives was so disrupted that now at that time it was like that needed to be created to keep you safe. But now that we've kind of come away from that, and I mean, things are still going to be up in the air and unknown, and that's just the way of life. That is what Earth is. But we're evolving. We're getting out of that. We're growing. We've grown from where we were at in that. And that identity no longer serves you. And Spirit is asking you to look at the bigger picture, release some of that ego, release that old identity, and decide here and now who it is you want to be moving forward, who it is that you feel called to be, and release what isn't serving you. But you don't have to stay there anymore. It served you at the time, but now it's time to step into your evolution. You've done the hard part of growing. You've gotten through the growing pains, and now you're just like staying stuck in the shoes that are too small. Spirit is saying, go shoe shopping, get a new pair of shoes. Like, if you need to do that literally, then do it. But it's also just metaphoric if you don't want to go buy new shoes. But the burden is, for some of you, it's less of feeling like an actual physical burden on people, but the burden is like the burden of staying in an older version of you that you've already outgrown, that you just are stuck in for some reason. But on the other side of that is that abundance, an abundance of this new life that is waiting for you. Okay, let's pull a couple more cards. What further messaging do you have for us today, Spirit? Whoa. Okay, so we've got another release card. Let go of the past, an ending that makes way for new opportunities. Time to move on. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's perfect. The moon. Powerful, intuitive epiphanies, letting go of fear and worry, understanding the truth of a situation. The moon brings illumination so that you can see the bigger picture. It brings illumination to who you really are, or who you are now. Because it's not to say that the version that you are growing out of wasn't real. It was real. It was who you needed to be at that moment. But now you've evolved, and it's time to see where the moon is illuminating in your life. That's where the change is taking place. Six of Winter, positive changes are on their way. A welcome relief from troubled times. Traveling or relocating. Yep, that's on its way in, guys. That sense, that feeling of burden is leaving. It's being let go. It's being released. We're getting rid of it. Prince of Spring, immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage, a passionate relationship. Once you've taken the time to slow down and realize like what it is that the old identity that you're getting rid of, once you've made that release and let go, action. There's that immediate change. It'll be immediate change for you. 9 of Summer, wishes come true, dreams fulfilled, a magical time of life. That's what's waiting for you. Queen of Summer, listen to your heart, intuitive insights you can trust, taking care of others. That feeling of burden is on its way out. It's being released. It's time for you to step into your own new identity, who it is that you are truly meant to be at this moment. You've outgrown who you were in the last 4 years. You've outgrown that, and it's time to buy those new shoes. But really look to the signs of like where the moon has been illuminating in your life. Take stock of that. That will help you realize like what exactly it is that needs to be released if it's not really obvious to you in the moment. All right, Spirit, what is the final message for today? What is the final message? Are we just gonna cut the deck and pick one? No? Okay. Watch that movie, listen to that song, have a good cry. When it comes to identity, sometimes that's what you need to do. You just need to kind of escape a little bit. Don't do too much of the isolating. Try and invite someone in on this and help them so that they are there to help you, to support you. You deserve that assistance. You deserve that help. Kind of bringing this back around a little bit. The releasing that's being done, the stepping into the new identity, it will be helpful to have someone along with you to support you, someone that really truly knows you and that loves you and wants to be there for you. It's going to be okay. You've got this. And you're about to step into like this next new version of yourself, and you're going to be like, why did I wait so long? It's going to be lovely. And again, don't forget that first card out, abundance. Thank you so much for being here. I'm grateful for each and every one of you. Be safe, be well. I hope you find ways to enjoy your life. I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys. Shine divine.